So what can I say to you? When I'm off there, had to fall back. You got everybody thinking I'm all bad. You know the truth. I was always holding you down. You down. Baby. What is this for this girl? What is love? Love, what is love? You believe it if I told you.
Yo, what it do, man? This is your boy North End Floyd, man. This is episode 220. Man, I almost forgot, but this is the Kickback podcast, man. I got a dope episode tonight. I was a little worried. I ain't gonna lie. I was a little worried. We starting a little late, but we starting. But I have a very important guest, a very dope guest, man, who's y'all probably already know. I don't really have to introduce her, but I'm gonna let her introduce herself. Who I got sitting on the couch, if you want to say it's the couch back there.
Your favorite councilwoman, Ladonna Sherwood.
No doubt.
R3. We're doing it.
Man, you had me scared, man.
Listen,
for real.
Don't be scared. I'm a small business owner, mom of a senior, and Nature's River, and baseball, and a few companies, and city council, and so sometimes it all runs together.
I know.
And when you want to change your clothes or flip it on the fly, you sometimes run a few minutes fashionably.
I definitely have to respect that. So I know this past weekend we had the Mule Festival, and I seen you out there. You didn't see me, but I seen you out there. How'd you feel about that? I thought that was dope.
I was so excited to see something positive happening with young people that we could enjoy and that was safe. I wanted to take the mic and say, I'm super proud of you, and I appreciate you helping us create a story that's something positive for our community to dote on. We have so much negativity that comes out to the positive things. I think we don't talk about enough or get as excited about. So even after Mural Fest, I got home and I was like, oh, we need to go and talk about this. We need to go and talk about these young people that are performing scholastically and athletically in this community and giving us something proud that we can look at and talk about. And so, I was excited about Mural Fest. The artists that came out that were working on pieces in and around downtown to beautify our community and give us some destination pieces where tourists can come. I mean, it was a lot of positivity happening in and around the community.
It was nice out there too.
The weather was great. The sky was blue. The breeze was blowing. The birds were chirping. It was it was wonderful. And we were out on the Natchez, one of our biggest assets, a waterway that we don't give enough credence and credit to. I'm also excited to shout out Nature's River Festival because yesterday was the King's Arrival, and we don't really think about all of the wonderful things that come with being on the river, not just the economics, but the activities that come with being on the waterway. I'm super excited about Nature's River Festival. Shout out to those princesses and escorts.
Yeah, they had the boats and the jet skis out there. They was out there on a little sandbar across the way. And I think somebody made a suggestion too. My boy Aaron, he worked at Channel 6 News, but he had suggested that. And maybe you can give a word, but the farmers market, they need to, have it out there.
Yeah.
At the
just more events, period, right? And while the bond didn't pass,
no, I voted for that too.
Okay, but we could do some more things on the river and beautification projects. I know we on a shoestring budget, but part of it was being able to, capitalize on having this waterway. Does us no good to have a river? I mean, look at people like the Woodlands and places that have little waterways that ain't even nothing comparison to ours. And they capitalize on man-made lakes and little tributaries and things of that nature. We need to capitalize on this. This is something, a jewel of Beaumont. I'm excited about the river. Really.
Yeah, that was my first time out there since it got built, and I was impressed. What do y'all do with those pictures when from the artists? Where did they go?
They're out there still, and I think that they're going to be going into the Civic Center, if I'm not mistaken. I could be right or wrong on that.
Okay, all right, that's dope.
But right now, they're still on the river.
They still over the river, so y'all could go out there. It's nice.
Yep. They were out there yesterday for the King's Arrival. They hadn't been moved yet.
Yeah, go out there this weekend and get you some pictures and just go out there and have like a nice little vibe. Bring your kids out there and all that. But for the people who don't know, are you from Beaumont? If they don't know, I mean.
Oh yes, I am definitely from Beaumont, born and bred. I was originally born and raised in, I guess, what you would consider the Pear Orchard, but more the New Edition area because we stayed off of Cartwright,
Okay.
off of kind of like near Corley and 6th. So on Cartwright and 6th Street. I guess that's still the Pear Orchard, but it's really like the New Edition because it's not South Park and it's not the South End, and it's kind of by College Street, but it ain't Tribe City. It ain't.
Y'all don't
Tribe
have a
City.
name. You got to name it.
Well, you know.
Yo, how we do that? How can we name a neighborhood?
Yeah, we need to do that. Y'all know where y'all at Corley Court, right? Terrell Street. Y'all stand up. Y'all know what we talking about over
exactly.
There.
You went to Ozan.
Yeah, I went to Ozan, but I was actually supposed to go to Westbrook, right? So we're actually like 1 part Bruin and 3 part Panther because actually Ozan did not start. Our 9th grade year were Bruins. Ozan didn't start till our 10th grade year. So that's why 2001 Ozan Panthers always say they the first full Ozan Panther class because the class of 2000 actually started out as Westbrook 9.
Ah, okay, dang, man. I didn't know it was politics that went into that part like that.
And so I actually went to Westbrook for my 9th grade and half of my 10th grade year before I decided I wanted to go back to Ozan.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I wanted to be in the top 10% of my class, and I knew that at Westbrook I would have a more challenging time. Ozan was a smaller school, and at the time they had if you were in the top 10 or 15% of your class, you got to go to any school in Texas, any college or university in Texas for free.
Really?
Yes. And so that was in 2000. And if you were in the top 10%, you could go to a Texas school for free. And I was like, oh, I need to go back over there.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Well, that was in 2000.
Okay. All right. So I always known you to be involved in not like as far as on the political side, but political, but you always was helping the candidates and you was like getting people to vote.
I've been behind the scenes.
Yeah, you was behind the scenes. So what forced you to finally be like, okay, it's time for me to jump in the light?
I don't even think that I really thought about jumping in the light. I don't really think that jumping in the light was my goal. I think ultimately I knew that I wanted to do something, but I didn't know that it was going to be city council because city council really wasn't on my radar. Really, originally, my first thought process was either to become a judge or a county clerk, right?
Really? A judge? Okay.
Yeah, a JP or county clerk. And kind of people were like, LaDonna, you can't just jump over everything and do whatever you want to do. And, I'm kind of that way. The way I think is the way it's going to be and it will not be otherwise. So originally, that's what my thoughts were. And so until I got to the point where I thought I'd be ready to do that, I was just going to work for other people, right? Get a feel for helping candidates, what it looked like messaging, what it looked like block walking, phone banking, creating mailers, getting, messages together to actually resonate with the people, and ultimately becoming a GOTV specialist, which ultimately elections are won, of course, through early voting, but also by voter participation. And the more people that you get to participate, the higher your chances are that you may win, the probability.
Yes.
So in my mind, I'm like, okay, how do I turn out people? I need to focus on turning out people before I decide to run for anything. And so it just kind of happened that they were like, you know what? We getting ready to make a shift. Councilman Samuel was like ready to move up. And I was like, oh, well, I mean, since I can't just jump out and run a county race, then I guess let's start with the city. And we done that. And we were able to be successful. And shout out to the North End, South End, downtown, all of Ward 3 that elected me. I appreciate you. Thank you again.
Yes. And I was going to say before Joseph Trahan, I knew that, Joe, you didn't have to say that, but he said helping me. But you did help Joseph Trahan. I remember you was behind the scenes and doing that. And he's running for at large, I think he said
Has he confirmed that?
He did. He was on the show before.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, he said it on the show.
Okay, look, do you see how smooth I did that?
Yeah, hey, you got to be politically correct.
Yeah,
so
you see how smooth I did that? I will not confirm or deny.
How would you think he would do as far as?
I think that Joseph is a very bright and articulate young man while I'm not over here trying to toot his horn or make his head any bigger than it already is. Okay. I think that he is a very bright and articulate young man. He's very thoughtful and caring. He's very data driven. He's very progressive in his approach, and he's very much accountable and into transparency. And also, I mean, I like Joseph as a person. Okay,
Mhm.
so that's a bad question. Don't ask me. And then look, you got me over here tooting his horn. I don't want to talk about it. Y'all will hear from him when he run his campaign.
For sure.
And I'm not working at Joseph, just so you know.
Yes, and like I said, Joseph Trahan, he was on the show. Y'all could go check that out. I forgot what episode that was, but just go on the YouTube page, North End Florida. You can check that out. Mike E. August said he needs your help.
Okay, what's up?
I don't know what he's talking about. I don't know if you know or whatever, but he said
Is
he
it
needs
me or you who needs the help?
he needs your help.
Okay, well, you know.
He said, I need her to help me. Okay, for sure. He's in Ward 3.
Listen. Everybody over here in the north and in the south, then y'all got my phone number. Let me tell you what I wanted to say when I first came on. I said,
yes.
I wanted to say, Floyd, you better let them know this is gonna be a real episode right here. If they ain't ready to get the straight dope, then they don't need to come on here.
Yeah, for real though, man. I was outside watering my plants. I was like, okay, she might pull up or whatever. It's like 6:50. I was like, damn, I'm getting a little nervous. It's 6:55. Like, I'm outside, standing outside, just looking down the street or whatever.
Everybody knows LaDonna's gonna be late. Okay, I'm trying to be better. Okay, but I'm not there yet. Pray for me.
Oh yeah, Mikey. Yeah, I think I said Mikey.
Yeah, you did.
I did say Mikey. Let me ask you a question. Does it annoy you when people say stuff on the internet and they don't do their research? I remember it was a question. Somebody had said something about Ward 3 and
and I went off.
Yes, I was like, bro, they passed the bond for the infrastructure and you were saying how they're doing work in the North End. And I was like, man, people need to do their research before they try to make posts for attention.
It doesn't really annoy me. I do think that facts matter. So, you know, I've always said previously that I like to be a part of the House of Corrections. So it's my pleasure to straighten things out because facts do matter, and you can't just assume anything or go around making up things as you go. You really do need to do your research. But if in the event that you don't, we keep a few receipts and we're always ready to share.
Yeah, for sure. As far as what I was gonna say, as far as the positive things that we talked about earlier, it annoys me that people don't talk about the positivity as much. They like to dwell on the negative, like we said, as far as the the mural festival and things to come. But another positive thing that I seen also is the Amazon.
Did you see that?
Yeah, I seen that. So how do you feel about that? What's that?
I think that Beaumont, as I ran my campaign, is ripe for growth and has the potential for all the positive, wonderful things that you want to see in an up and coming city. We just got to get our citizens and some of our movers and shakers on board, right?
Mhm.
And the positivity matters because you have what you say. There is power in your tongue, and your thoughts become your beliefs, and your beliefs become your reality. And if you should focus on what you want. Don't focus on what you don't want, right?
Mhm.
You attract what you put out into the universe. You become a magnet of what your perception of reality is. And if it's
Facts.
always negativity, then that's what you will get. Right? If you
Yeah.
want to see positive and wonderful things about people and in yourself and in your community, then you should focus on that. Not saying that we can't address issues, because we can, but we should have solutions. And if we don't have any solutions, then we should be able to take a pause. Instead, sometimes people want to panic and frantically run around acting and performing, and I guess just throwing everything at the wall and see what sticks. I think sometimes you got to stop and think about things, especially if you don't have a plan, right? If you haven't already planned, it's okay to pause, take a deep breath, think about things, and make a plan. Right? Talk to some people, right? It's okay not to be the smartest person in the room as long as you surround yourself around smartest people, right? They can, 2, 3, 4, 5 heads are better than one.
Yes.
You're only as good as your group. Sometimes we need to stop and get together with the group and figure out, and sometimes not even reinvent the wheel, right? Other cities have faced similar challenges.
Yep.
Let's do our due diligence and find out how we can apply what applies and grow it and make it better. I am so excited about things that are to come in Beaumont and focusing on the positive. And I've said this before. You say a Floyd Hope in the morning, and I say add Ladonna, your neighborhood hope dealer, because that's what that's what I will be trafficking in is hope. Okay.
Yes.
How we can be better, how we can improve, or things that are already happening that are good and wonderful and exciting.
And I think that's a good thing, because you say like people can reach out to you and they can get your number. So if they have something to ask, they don't have to just go to Facebook and see about the attention. They could just hit you directly.
Right. And if, of course, my number has been circulating in and on Facebook for a very long time. I've been in business 20 years. I don't think that number's changed but once. Nevertheless, if it's small city related issues, there's 311. If there are specific things that you may want to work on, or projects or initiatives that you have, you can also reach me at first name, last name, Gmail. That's Ladonna Sherwood at Gmail. And just if you want to chat about something that's going on, or if you just don't have all the facts, and you need some more information. I mean, we're city council. I know one of your questions is, what is the most challenging part of this job? The most challenging part of this job is not having enough time, right? Maybe not having enough time to just get to everything and everybody.
Yeah, I mean, and time for hey, I'm gonna be honest with you, y'all. Somebody said y'all ain't had a council meeting in a while too. So, I mean, how many people do y'all need to have a council meeting?
No, we only need 4.
Okay, all right.
However, that those council meetings we have pretty regularly. It's very seldom that we miss one.
Okay.
So I don't know. I'm not even gonna get into all of that, but we normally have council meetings regularly.
Okay. All right. Before you got into running, did some of your peers give you advice?
Not nearly enough.
That's what I was gonna say, because like
nearly enough.
So I mean, was it everything you expected, or
it
what?
Was more than they ever said. Okay, let us be clear. Okay, running for office is one thing, and you think that you can get in and work with your colleagues and do all these exciting, wonderful things, and then you realize, well, you need a second, and then you need 4 to see things your way, and in order for anything policy to get enacted. But you've also got to be a compromiser. You've also got to be a massager and make sure that you're making friends and playing nice and things of that nature, because it could get very hectic and dangerous real quick. It could get real treacherous out here in these streets.
Y'all was making the news that y'all group. I mean, y'all had a kumbaya. So is everything y'all straight now? Y'all good?
Sure, of course. I mean, as in any family, you don't get to pick your family, and we don't get to pick the council. So we're doing it.
Okay, all right. I see Keithan on here. Keithan making comments and stuff.
Keithan, what's up?
I tried to bring Keithan on here a couple times, but after a couple times, you know what I'm saying?
He's too busy. He might be too rich to come on.
After a couple times, I'll be like, okay, I get it. You know what I'm saying? It's all good. But shout out to Keithan and stuff like that. And Brandon Johnson. He's been a person that's been always commenting and attending regularly on the show. So I appreciate y'all boys for tapping in.
Thank y'all for watching.
As far as experience though, like you felt it was just time to make a difference, and as far as like being behind the scenes, it was just time. You didn't see
that. What happened was, I feel like it comes a place where you can no longer just complain on the sidelines, but you have to get in the game. And I think I've been saying that to people lately as well. As we look around the community and we want to think about solutions, oftentimes people have solutions, but they don't involve them actually working. They involve somebody else doing the work. And so that's cute. Anybody can armchair quarterback. That's cute.
True.
Anybody can call the shots from the sidelines or coulda, shoulda, woulda in the, hindsight is 2020 and all of that's fine. But in order to really see what's up, I had to be in this position to see what's up, to see how the movers and the shakers operate, to see how fickle the mob is, to actually feel the pressure of the weight of a decision in the community, not actually understanding the weight of the decision or why you made the decision that you made. Because, hey, let's face it, during that bond, it was people like, why would you want to raise our taxes? It wasn't about me raising your taxes, right? It was about me wanting to improve the community. So, when you get into this job, you get the full weight of sometimes people that don't actually either agree with or understand your reasoning, but you represent them nonetheless, and having to measure the response in a way that's not off-putting, that you educate people, you make them feel a part of the process. You don't ostracize anybody. You make sure that you're listening. Like, you got a lot of things that go into having this job, and in my mind, what I thought the job entailed versus being in the seat. Yeah, my colleagues left some things out.
Yeah, I feel you. The bond issue was pretty. I'm not gonna say it was stressful. I didn't like how the news was sharing it because there was a lot of people outside of Beaumont that was just speaking negative on it, and man, I just thought that
I think that
influenced
bond
a lot
could
of people.
done a lot of good, and some of the problems that we're facing, we could have tackled through bond money with those resource centers and things of that nature. Because I
Yes.
think that, sometimes we think about things incorrectly. No civilized society in the history of humanity has ever overinvested in its youth, right? Overinvested in its young people, the people that will be its future. So, in order for us to sit here and pretend that it isn't going to take money to combat some of the issues that our city is facing is unrealistic.
I know, like we said, as far as the as Riverfront Park, one of the bonds was like to build entertainment. It was like a pavilion or something. I don't know what it was, but it
All
looked
sorts
nice.
of things, but people didn't want that.
No, they didn't want that. And if they would have went out there and seen it,
Listen, I think people being out on the river did change some things for them too. Because if you think about all the other things that could be out there, you're like, oh, we could do this and we could do that. You could get
yes.
excited about the things that could be.
Can people hold? I mean, like I said, a friend of mine, Aaron, right here, who just commented, he just suggested the farmers market. Can you hold different things? They have to they got to go through the city first, though, right?
Sure.
It's not difficult for them. They don't have to go through no hoops and
It should. I mean, there'll be some processes. Don't get me wrong. There are, I'm sure, permits and things of that nature, depending on what's being sold and so on and so forth. But yeah, that's definitely doable.
Can you have like birthday parties and crawfish things over there?
I'm pretty sure you can.
It's public.
It's the river.
It is.
Go out there if you want to. Bring a blanket.
Okay. All right. I'm just making sure, you know what I'm saying? Somebody might want to have a crawfish ball out there. That'd be a perfect spot.
Hey, if they can gather all their things and get it to where the spot that they think they want to do it at, I say go for it. It's our river. We should be utilizing it.
Yeah. And like I said, it's been a while since, man, it's been a long time.
It's our river. When we create these public spaces, green spaces, what we're creating them for is to improve your quality of life. Now, we don't want you down there making trash and
for sure
you're doing the right thing.
Yeah, don't be throwing stuff in the water and all that.
Okay,
man,
come on now. You know what I'm saying. I gotta talk to
be
my
floating crawfish all in the water. Yeah, I got y'all.
Make sure if you go out on the river and you do some things on the river, you have the proper trash receptacles and things of that nature.
Yes,
and you have everything that you're gonna need.
Be responsible
in order to have a good time on the river. Don't cause anything that will make anything be anything. Don't start nothing, it won't be nothing.
Not to toot your own horn, but have you?
Okay, I can do that.
do you see the impact you made already as far as being on the council?
Well,
have you seen it?
I'm gonna let the people decide on that because it hadn't been a full year.
Nah.
And I mean, let's see what they say. Let them weigh in. Have I made an impact in this community since I've been on council? I would say yes. If nothing else, besides being a voice for my community, right? Because there are things that they definitely know that I'm going to say. Have I made an impact? Yes. When they were talking about ICE, whether we can do anything about ICE or not, I definitely let my Latina sisters and brothers know that, hell, I ain't with nobody running around with no mask on, grabbing no ladies either. Okay, I ain't with it. So
yeah, for sure.
if it's nothing more than being a voice, and hey, like even with the bond, the part of the bond that passed, hey, Ward 3, we got ready to get together and got a whole bunch of streets and sidewalks and drainage projects that's gonna happen in Ward 3. So have I made an impact? If that bond that did pass is over $50 million, yeah, hell yeah, I made an impact. Okay, because that's my stuff that's coming through on that bond. And since I've been on council, following up on projects and pipe bursting and ditching and all the things that you see happening in and around Ward 3, that is not me bragging and boasting and taking pictures and putting it on the internet. But guess what? I am very proud of the projects that I am following up on to make sure that we have transparency in the dates and things that are being completed in and around Ward 3. Okay, yes.
No doubt. Oh, somebody said you the Jasmine Crockett of Beaumont.
I know that's right. And then there's that. Only I'm Ladonna Sherwood.
Shout out to my boy Maurice, man. Maurice Holmes.
Only I'm Ladonna Sherwood, yes.
Yes, for sure. Keith, and yes, we can have crawfish balls down there. You just have to be responsible and pick up your
as long as you ain't selling them either now.
Yeah, you can't sell them on the
that's
property.
That's just for you to eat. Go eat it.
Yes. Shout out to the YouTube community, man. We is on YouTube too, so you can check it out on YouTube and LinkedIn if you have that option also. Now a big thing was recently, Beaumont Police, the sheriff office, they had a big TV presentation where they showed unity. It was about like 50 of them on TV. And they was addressing the crimes and the youth in the area. How do you feel about that?
What you say? Say that again.
the police, like with Zena Stevens and everybody.
Oh, yes. I was there. I was in the audience. And I just love the fact that law enforcement are getting together and working on strategies to make some stricter penalties. Because let's just face it, okay? We can't police our way out of it. We can't arrest our way out of it. We can't blame the parents our way out of it. We can't blame BISD our way out of it. We can't even just say that they bad kids our way out of it. And we can't really, a lot of things just can't happen, right?
Mm-hmm.
However, there are things that need to happen to combat crime. And some of that involves putting a extra responsibility on parents or extra fee on parents and an extra something on parents and grandparents or whoever the biological guardian person may be, in addition to the bad actor, right?
Yes.
Because sometimes there's some accountability that needs to happen across the board, right?
Mm-hmm.
There are certain things that would not happen for me as a child because I knew better. You know why I knew better? Because my mom and them had already got me straight. It was some stuff I wasn't going to do.
Yes.
Okay?
Yeah.
You knew better than to smoke some weed or smoke some cigarettes or go drinking or go Rambo shit somewhere. You knew better. You knew better because you were scared. You were scared because your mama had already instilled that fear. She had instilled that fear by getting your ass straight.
Yes.
Okay? Now, you can say that however you want to, but some of it is, where are your kids? Like the sheriff say, you need to know where your young people are at.
Nah, real talk, man.
Hey,
for real,
the sheriff said you need to know where your young people at and who they with and what's going on. So some of it's that. Some of it is these kids don't listen, and it don't matter if you know where they at or not. Okay, so if it don't matter and they don't listen, well, then we have to have a place for that bunch as well. And sometimes there's jail or boot camp or wherever else the next level of consequences will take you. Because if you're not corrallable at home, there is somebody that corral you. Just like the sheriff said, I love the sheriff. That's my sheriff. I heard everything she said.
Mm-hmm.
She said, and don't worry about the jail being packed because we're going to find somewhere to put you. So I'm saying that to say this. There are levels, right? You maybe want to check in with the parents and make sure they're being supported and they have what they need. The police, the sheriff, the feds, the DA, the judges, they all need to be checked in with to make sure they have what they need. So when the bad actors are caught, they get prosecuted and maybe penalized to the highest penalty of the law. But while I'm addressing all these things, we can address mental health, we can address the trauma, we can address the need behind the behavior, we can address getting into schools with younger kids, teaching them how to read, participating with them, mentoring. We can talk about the labor unions and making sure that we offer trades and we're offering opportunities and apprenticeships. We can talk about education and make sure that we craft our way out of it, or we athletic our way out of it, because guess what? We want to provide them with opportunity. Yes, we want to give them something to look forward to. But when you start talking about all that, did you hear what all I just said?
Yes.
I haven't started to begin to talk about mentorships and civic and social organizations and churches and volunteerism, because I haven't even gotten to that point. So I'm saying that to say, when you start thinking about reducing crime and helping young people, did you hear how much area I needed to cover? And we didn't get into counseling, right? The kids that have been taken advantage of, raped, molested, abused, or poverty. We haven't begun to talk about economics. The kids that may be hungry, that don't have lights or can't wash their clothes, or maybe they family don't want them, or something to this effect. We can begin to start talking about the kids that just need love and a hug and don't have nobody to tell them that they're valuable and we need you. We love you. We want you. That anger might be coming from a place of don't nobody want me.
Yep. Jeez, man. Okay. Talk to them.
Now, when you start thinking about it and you maybe get overwhelmed, because that's a lot, then guess what you did? We still got to go to God, because I think sometimes we forget that He is the source of our supply. He is the one that holds up the moon and the stars. So we got to make sure that we are consulting Him when we have big issues, because sometimes we moving and we get out on our own and we never consulted God. We don't know what He wants us to do. We don't know what His will is, or how He wants to direct us. And if we're not in His will and we're not being directed by Him, then you got problems.
Yeah.
Jeez,
man. And like you said, and I like how you broke that down, because like people are blaming the kids and then they blaming the parents, and then you just broke down the whole system.
It's so many areas. It's so many compartments and departments. And then you've got people on the outside who ain't never lived through no trauma, who ain't never been in no drama, who don't know nothing about what it is to live on the streets or have the lights off or be outside or don't have nowhere to be or couch surfing or whatever. You don't even know what you're talking about. You want to hold a meeting. How you even know what these people going through, what they talking about, what they need? You never been through it. You haven't. That's not your reality. So, make sure, I think that when we're addressing these issues, we need to have the right players at the table. We need to have pieces from law enforcement. We need to have pieces from traumatized youth and kids. We need to have kids that's in jail participating in this conversation, as well as kids that are watching these kids to see what they thinking too, because we're sending a signal. Everything that we're doing is sending a message to kids that are watching.
Yes.
And that's why I also think that it's important to celebrate the positive kids, because if only the negativity get all the limelight, then we ain't got nothing to look forward to. You got to give people something to look forward to, incentivize the behavior.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you.
And that inspires. When you see kids, when kids see other kids get celebrated, that inspires them to try to do something.
I want to get my name in lights. I want to have my day in the sun.
Exactly. Because if that kid that's doing great is not getting held up, celebrating, that other kid's like, man,
what's
for
the
what?
use?
Yes, exactly.
Yes, I don't have anything to look forward to. And so I think we got to control our narrative. We got to watch our tongue. We got to, I have so many things that I think about. And, going back to your original question, why did you get in the game? Because I think about things inside my heart that I want for everybody's kid. And when you think about it in those terms, then you definitely get involved, because it's like, it's bigger than me. It's not just me and my four no more. I got to go out and give what I have to some more people, because there are people that aren't being seen, that aren't being heard, that aren't being represented. They don't have a voice. Right.
Exactly. And BISD, it's the teachers, the principals.
Teachers are modern day saints. I don't know. I ain't gonna talk about administration on this juncture, but the teachers, the people that are working on the ground level, the coaches, them people are modern day saints. They deal with stuff you can't even believe, and they're not being paid properly. They need to get.
Exactly.
They need to get. Oh Lord, God bless y'all. If I could bless anybody, it would be nurses and teachers. Really, because honey, y'all have y'all work cut out.
Exactly. As far as the community being divided on things, like how do you handle that as far as the pressure? You know what I'm saying? When you see such like this, situations like this, and it's divided and people are just fighting each other. But the solution that you just came up with, I mean, the community that it takes to, to help these kids and do right by them. Cause some of them get, hey, some of them just bad.
Mhm.
All right. Some of them just
Well,
bad, but most of them are
even
not.
the ones that's bad, we have to have a path back to regular, right? Because bad, I'm the counselor in me. You got to understand, I work with youth that are in foster care that would be considered the bad group, okay? The ones that just are
Yes.
bad actors doing the most. I don't think that those children are bad. Those kids are not bad. I don't believe that one bit. What I believe is they have been misguided. They're not being directed. They don't have proper emotional regulation. They don't know how to flip their lid and put their top back down and operate in regular society, because 9 times out of 10, undoubtedly, nobody's told them it's okay to have these emotions, but let me help you regulate them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm reading a book, or I just got through reading a book on Audible, and it may be, this might offend some people, but this is just the title, The Regulated Bitch. It's about being able to regulate your emotions. What is your nervous system telling you when you feel that little tingle or that buzz under your skin, or you get a little riled up, but your body already sent you a signal before you went too far that this is happening. Alert, 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 and you overrid the alert. So we've got to process things. Okay, this world, this society is, some of it's overstimulated, right?
Yes. Yeah.
We on the internet. We're dealing with work. We're dealing with stressors. We're dealing with this. We're dealing with that. Now you put that in a kid that ain't got no money, who parents don't want them, and that's a powder keg.
A lot of people think that because the situation happened in the West End, that now all of a sudden, community leaders care.
Again. It doesn't matter where this happened. This is unfortunate in any location.
Yep.
Community leaders have always cared. I have already been doing this with every shooting. I introduced prayer a long time ago because I felt like we was forgetting about God. We needed an extra layer of support while we were, because I know people got mad with me. They said, well, Ladonna, prayer, that's cute, but what you gonna do about it? Well, I'm first gonna give it to God, and then I'm gonna hope that he directs me, give me some direction of what he want me to do, how he want me to go about it. And then we're gonna enact a plan that we can actually articulate, but it's gonna take everybody. It can't just be me over and over and over again. People don't want to hear that. The work is plentiful, but the laborers are few. Get up over here and see what's up, because it's going to require a lot. Did you hear me say I got a counseling license? I got a counseling license because kids ain't bad. They need somebody.
Yes.
You know what they call me? They say, Miss Ladonna, I need you. I'm in the crisis.
Yeah, and even if you don't have any kids, you got a niece, you got a nephew, you can get involved that way. So I mean,
there are kids that don't have anybody, a mom or a daddy. You can get with them because they will take you, and you don't have to be perfect to be with them, because they think you're great just by showing up.
Yes. A lot of people want to speak to the kids, but I think they have to go through BISD.
No. We're not going to use BISD as the metric to speak to kids.
Because that's what a lot of people are doing.
No. Hey, get outside.
Yes.
Go outside on the Popeye, like Cardi B say, because it's hot out. It's about to be hot out. So guess what? All the parents and volunteers and people that want to participate and all of that, we don't need a meeting. We don't need a group. We don't need to go to no churches and organize. We don't need to do none of that. Go outside and be good stewards over your neighbors. Talk to kids. When you see them out, you know what I do when I see kids and they in together in the group, I pull over, because my mama live on Virginia Street. Groups of boys and girls, they be going. I say, hey, what y'all doing? They say nothing. I say, where y'all going? We going to McDonald's. I say, don't get in no trouble. They say, huh? I say, listen, don't get in no trouble here. I'm watching y'all. Yeah. And I'm going to come back around this corner, and if y'all acting a fool, I'm on y'all ass.
Yeah.
And they just kind of laugh, but at least they know when they see me, I'm watching y'all. Y'all maybe not mine, but I'm watching you. I got my eye on you. I'm not going to let you just do something over here in this neighborhood where my mom and them come to McDonald's. I'm watching y'all.
Yeah, for sure. Tell your mama she don't need to be eating no McDonald's. That ain't good for her.
She don't, but we go there all the time. McDonald's, that's the breakfast of champions.
Yeah, for sure. Shout out to my mom. I know she watching, so shout out to my mom and stuff like that. But yeah, and like you said, people are using BISD to talk to these kids. And
I mean, you can, because BISD welcomes the volunteer, the support. There is a little process. You got to go and say, I want to volunteer and send in a questionnaire or whatever. It's a pretty simple process. I don't think they're really turning people back, even if you got a background, because hell, you might need to be the one to talk to them. Anyway, that's not the point. You can use BISD. They will take the mentors. They will take the volunteers. They will take the people to read, but don't let that be the reason. Don't let that be the end all be all of why you don't talk to no kids. Create your own thing. I have had 4 or 5 different men that say, LaDonna, we're going to throw a barbecue and a Zydeco and let the kids come and we just going to talk to them when they get here. Yeah, however you got to get them here to talk to them, talk to them.
Are you going to be able to get them there? You got to.
Yeah, you got to do something, even try. I mean, my grandma used to say, nothing beats a failure but a try. So
That's
if
true.
you don't try, then you don't know.
That's true. You have to have them engaged somehow, because they might barbecue and Zydeco. That might not draw the kid. You got to draw them some kind of way. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. But I'm saying at least they're trying to do something.
No, that's true though.
Somebody called me and said, we gonna do one person said they was gonna do something. I forget what it was, but they was like, LaDonna, will you hear me? I'm like, watch and see. It's gonna be so many youth engagement things coming up. Y'all calendars gonna be full.
Yeah, for real though. And that's the thing. People can't be like they can't wait till something happens too. They got to be more.
I was just about to say, and don't do it because you want me to come. Just do it because you want to do it, because I maybe can't make all of them.
Yeah. Okay. You barely made it here.
Yeah, I maybe can't make all of them. People make that schedule and they like, can you do this? Can you do that?
Yes.
I want to remind you guys, I have a son that plays on 2 baseball teams and a daughter that is a senior in Nature's River Festival and a couple of companies, as well as city council. So all of these events and banquets and all of the world events and things, sometimes we just can't make
What are you doing on 2 baseball teams? See that? He doing it like that?
He's doing it.
So where you gonna play for? He gonna play for UT? Where he going to?
Listen. We went to the College World Series last year, and it was LSU and who?
I don't know. I think it might have been Tennessee or something.
No. But anyway,
Tennessee won it the year before last. My bad.
Yeah, no, it wasn't them. But anyway, I'm saying that to say this. Do he love baseball? We're baseballing. So
okay.
I just want y'all to know I ain't going to all them events. I'm telling y'all.
Yeah, for sure.
You heard it here first.
Yeah, I mean, that's good that a lot of people are getting involved and doing things. And I hope they stay consistent and don't just make like a one-time thing.
Right. Or, we saw this in the 90s. So, nothing new under the sun. Things are cyclical. I think, these kids aren't the worst kids in the world, because my sister grew up during gangs and they was shooting, they was running around and they was gang banging. And then before that, it was the drug epidemic and they were drugging. And I mean, we're going to get through it. It's just how we get through it and what is our mindset while we're going through it.
Yeah.
We're going to get through it.
I mean, growing up in the 90s in the North End, you know, saying,
do you think this is as bad as that was? Because that was pretty bad.
That was pretty bad when gangs first.
Yes.
Was
involved. I'm saying that to say I'm old enough to have enough history to know we're gonna be fine, and the city is fine. And the fringe few that are bad actors, the police, kudos to them. They are doing their job. They are catching the bad actors. And so when they get in jail, they just don't get out. Or their parents, if they're juveniles, their parents get a fee. If they're young adults, we charge you a fee and we keep you in. And maybe we send you to a work camp or a boot camp or something where you got to get a trade or a license or a degree or something before you get out. And so now we got you ready to incentivize you to have something to look forward and somewhere to be at to, versus just putting you in jail and keeping you, housing you, right? Because we need to maybe revamp some of the things that we're doing. I don't know. I'm thinking out loud right here with you guys. So
a lot of people don't like the fact that the parents might get fined too.
Well, I'm just saying that there needs to be some overarching things for perpetual bad actors. If I am a repeat offender and I am cutting up and there's no way to corral me and it can't be done at home and clearly it isn't being done by being arrested once or twice, well then something else needs to happen. Yes. We need to take it up a notch.
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy, and they getting these guns and stuff. I don't have a gun that could compete with what they got. I got a little something, but
stuff from, and all of the things. It's a lot of moving parts. However,
as far as where do you feel like the city needs to put more attention and growth into? Kind of to switch the subject a little bit. As far as attention and growth, I mean, do you think like as far as the Amazon thing, that's one of the things that as far as building growth, or do we have some more things in the pipeline you could talk about?
I think that one of the biggest things that the city could focus on in development and growth is, um, you know, getting more from our industry. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Getting more from our industry, right? We can't make people come to Beaumont, and we know we facing challenges, but we can, I think we can incentivize, we can go out for grants or funding or money that will allow us to incentivize companies to come, right? We could go find some money to say, hey, we got money to help you start up, do whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Or we could say, hey, we got existing people here. How are we going to incentivize and help them to grow, right? Our industry that we currently have.
Yes. Are you talking about the industrial industry
I'm
and stuff?
talking about whatever industry,
Okay.
whatever it might be. It might be ports. It might be, we got a lot of different industry things we do.
Mm-hmm.
We can incentivize our current industry to grow and expand and grow. Or we
Mm-hmm.
can incentivize new people to come and incentivize them to come and grow. Or we can, there are the main focus on economic development and growth, I think, is going to come from thinking outside the box.
Yes.
Okay. We're not going to be able to do what we've always done. We're going to have to think outside the box. Well, one thing I did hear today is that we have some young people that may be coming from Harvard to help us study some economic opportunity things or whatever, on a city level. So, just to help us think outside the box, I think economic development and growth is going to take a lot. I'd like to see a lot happening downtown, right? I'd like to see a lot happening downtown. I can't make them come to downtown.
It's some things we can build upon that we have.
I'd like to see, or even up and down Calder Street, there's been some development and growth.
Yeah.
If we're just talking about it. So Beaumont has levels. You got your local shops and coffee houses, and
yes.
And then you've got mid-industry, which is probably like insurance agents and whatever. And then we go all the way up to oil and gas. We can force them to diversify and maybe look into greener energy or innovative projects instead of just oil refining, right? I don't know if we just push the envelope. Yeah, we could think about economic and growth on a lot of different levels.
City manager. I see that we have.
Oh Lord,
you know what I'm saying?
Did you go there? Did you go there?
The city manager thing, we down to the final 3, and I see.
Unfortunately, you did not go there.
Unfortunately, Sheree Reed, she dropped out of it. A lot of people supported her, and
and she would have made a fine city manager.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
I think people make decisions and choices, and she's well within her right to do that. And I think she would have been fine. I think any of the other 3 candidates, they're going to be fine as well, considering we decided to go local and inside with somebody that's familiar with us, that's familiar with our dynamics, that we already have a working relationship with. I think it's going to be well. All is well in Beaumont, and we're in good hands.
Y'all decided to go the local route this time. As a council,
last time it didn't go that way. You know that for a fact, right?
It didn't. It was some pushback as far as the city manager when he got elected, which was a nice guy. He was on the show, I think, when it snowed last year. So I got a chance to talk to him. Unfortunately, has he retired yet, or is he still there until
April 30th? I think it's
April the 30th. Man. Okay. So when will we have a decision on the next city manager? When would that?
Probably April 7th or the next meeting after.
Oh.
We got a meeting April 7th and after that. Don't ask me. Let me just tell you.
Okay. All right. So that's coming pretty soon.
Yeah, it's coming up soon. And Beaumont is in good hands. Everything's gonna be fine. It's gonna be great. I'm looking forward to it.
I'm looking forward to it. It's exciting. And I'm glad, like you said, it's going local, because even though the guy he wasn't local as far as having a police chief, that was he didn't live in Beaumont, and that was an issue to a lot of people. And then
so we trying to do,
and you can't make everybody happy,
the most that we can to improve and increase our city and do what's right. At some point it comes a time when you just got to do what's right and proper. And
no doubt.
I'm looking forward to Beaumont and the growth that we're going to be able to see, and data-driven decisions, and being able to, maybe restructure some things. And just, for me, I always like to keep an open mind. The city council is very important to me. It's near and dear to my heart what we do and how we grow and how we operate and what we're gonna get for our citizens into the future and being thoughtful in the process. And so I'm looking forward to it. We getting ready to do big things. Beaumont is gonna be great. Everything's gonna be fine, and we are doing well. We are financially sound. So you know, irregardless of anything negative that may try to creep in and rear its ugly head, we're going to be found speaking positive and talking life. And that's it.
Terry Roy said good things are happening in Ward 3 or below the surface as far as sewers issues, which is the number one priority in the city. Many don't see it, but I do. It's critical for growth. And Terry has always been involved as far as the infrastructure stuff. So
okay.
Yeah.
And did you hear me say in the beginning that there were projects that were going on?
Yeah.
And maybe I don't post because I find that not as interesting as some of the other things that, I want to talk about a pipe bursting project or a sewer lift station or
no.
I don't make a bunch of posts about that. That doesn't mean that the work is not being done. And I keep congratulating Ward 3 on,
They could go see that through the city website though, right?
Correct.
So people, instead of making assumptions thinking that something's not going on within your ward, you can check out the city page before you go make a post saying they don't care about us. When actually they are working on the street or they're working on that street. And what happened?
I don't know. I didn't touch anything. So
I don't know. The light hit. Oh. Hey, this is live, dog.
Is my sister in here?
No, you good. Don't worry about it. It's gonna be. But like I said, before making an announcement, you can go to the city website and you can see what's going on, and you can get more educated instead of making like wild assumptions of what's going on and stuff like that. Somebody asked earlier. I know we had talked about it already, but they say, "Can you fish over at the Riverfront Park?"
Yeah, I see the man fishing.
Okay, all right, yeah. Somebody asked that question, and I forgot to bring that up.
I guess as long as you have the license now, come on.
Yeah,
they got rules with this, don't they? Know that?
Yes,
you tell them, explain the rules now.
Yes, you have to have a license, and when they run up on you and you don't have a license, don't get mad and make a post saying, "Man, they hate me, they messing with me because I didn't."
I'm telling them today, right now. I'm not saying you can't do it. I'm just saying I know there's rules to fishing. Now, don't go out there and you ain't got no damn business fishing, and you out there fishing.
Yeah, for sure. You don't have no license or your license expired and all that, and so make sure y'all be up to date. But yes, you can go fishing at Riverfront Park. Somebody was talking about as far as they took a lot out of school, and that's why the kids are acting up. They took God out and things. I think it's
about praying. So yes, I agree, and we're gonna.
Yeah, Maurice, I know that was you asking. I had to bring the question up. I'm glad you still watching my G. Make sure you share this too. That's Maurice Holmes. He's selling bikes too, electric bikes. If y'all need them, hit him up. See how I just plug that real quick for him. I like shouting people out.
He was selling pork steak. I didn't get to.
I seen him selling the pork steak too.
They said them pork steaks was good too.
Okay.
Shout out.
You know what? Before Mr. Pork Steak, I ain't really heard too much about like pork steaks.
Oh,
people eating them. I ain't never had no pork.
In the hood, you gonna eat a pork steak.
I don't think I had a pork steak.
A barbecue, a pork steak sandwich off a pit.
I think I probably had a smothered pork steak or something. I don't know. The thing Grandma probably.
I'm a foodie, so don't start talking.
Grandma probably had me a smothered pork steak and stuff.
Yeah,
so
don't start me about food. You know how I feel about that.
Okay. Is that how the community can be more informed? Is that the best way for going to the city website instead of just waiting for y'all to post stuff?
Yeah. And the city of Beaumont website, Tracy Kenningham, they are doing a fine job with keeping all kinds of stuff on there. They are updating you about all sorts of things.
Yeah, I see.
Can't even imagine.
It's something different now because, like, what's her name?
And all kind of stuff. They're making videos.
Yeah, the city ain't used to doing that.
They're doing it.
I like that. I mean, like the presentation that they had with Miss Zena and the rest of the that camera quality. I need to know what lens they use.
And let me tell you what else. They are doing a lot. Even like little shows. If we want to go and talk about an issue, we can go sit down over there at our studio and talk about issues.
Oh, for real? Y'all can just go right there. Boom.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Shout out to them. Now, as far as I wanted to talk to you about this before. As far as like uplifting women. You represent a lot of women as far as politically wise. So
I know that's right.
So if a young lady's watching you and say, "How can I get involved? How can I make a difference?" Like what you're doing, what would you advise to her?
be sure. This is a very difficult job. It's very rewarding, but it's very difficult. And if you're really not built for this on the inside, this is not something that you can just jump into, because you have to know inside yourself who you are. And you can't allow anybody to deviate you from who you are. And that really requires, specifically, particularly for women, a lot, right? You If you're gonna do this, you need a personal constitution. You need a personal constitution or something that governs you, that a creed or whatever that you live by, because there's so many moving parts and different things that will be happening. It's easy to get pulled in different directions and lose who you are and what your voice is and what you stand for and who you should be. You know, I guess the biggest thing that I would tell to a young lady or anybody is make sure that you really have a personal constitution and morals that you live by, something that you stand on and you don't break. Period.
Yeah, I would love to see more, as not the hate on anybody else, but I would love to see more Black young men and young women be involved in politics. And be in some of these meetings and some of these
sometimes
rooms.
people think that being involved in politics, that you have to be some way. And if one thing that I don't do for anybody else, I hope that I do for my people. I hope that I do this for my people. I give you an avenue where you can still be you and know that you can still be a part of the process and you're equally as valuable and you still matter, whether you don't fit into the mold. Because I'm probably one of the more unorthodox candidates that you're dealing with or whatever, as far as people would say, whatever the case may be.
Yep.
But I think oftentimes people don't get into politics because they feel like it's not a lane for them, or that you got to be this or do that or have this or have that. And you'd find probably that there are more genuine, authentic people that resonate with you, that listen to you, that can hear you, that understand you than you think.
Yes.
And people ride with what's real. They can tell when you being somebody you not. And that's why I say, if you gonna get in this, figure out who you are first and ride with that, and just, be pliable. I'm not saying that you shouldn't be pliable, but you better have something that you not going. People will try to break you or try to break your spirit, your character, your whatever. You can't let them break you down. And so you really gotta be, you better have a thick skin and be tough as nails. That's what I would recommend.
Man, who's some people that inspired you in your journey?
Man, my mama and my grandmother, my grandmothers, my two grandmothers.
Shout out to the grandmamas.
Man, listen.
Because people see you and they be like, LaDonna don't play, she don't back down.
Man, listen, if my mama put something in her mind, it's gonna be that way and it ain't gonna be otherwise. Okay. She is something else.
Okay.
And I mean, just watching women lately, women that I look up to lately, like I love, shout out to the sheriff, Zena Stevens. I just love her.
Is Zena, she from Beaumont? I thought she said on that thing she was
Zena
from
Beaumont. Zena born in the Pouch. Yeah.
Man, I was hoping she was from that North.
Don't start that. That's a Pear Orchard girl, okay?
I was hoping she.
I mean, lady, okay, because I don't want to.
Zena sound country, man. God.
Me too, though.
Man.
Like, if you listen to me, I'm pretty sure.
She like, come on, y'all people. Okay, go that people.
Not too much on the sheriff.
No, I like Zena, though. I like
Not
Zena.
too much on my sheriff.
For sure. Shout out to Zena Stevens, man.
Not too much on my sheriff.
She looked like a true leader up there, though.
Let me tell you something. I love the way she stands on business, okay? There's hey, I ain't no hiccup in her giddy up. I love that.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, and I seen her say she was from Beaumont and stuff, and I wonder what's next for Zena, because it just seemed like she could just go higher.
Yeah, well, I mean, and let me tell you too, shout out to Javon Pollard, Naomi Doyle. There are ladies that I look up to, that I listen to, that are young and that are up and coming, and that offer me suggestions and advice and lift me up. And Sean Webb Block, and there are ladies that,
shout out to Sean,
that
showed me the house.
Tasha Mack.
Okay, Tasha Mack, yeah.
Tasha Mack. You know, my aunties. I have a village. When you talk about ladies, who am I shouting out? I have a village of ladies that have crafted me into who I am.
Mm.
The person that you see, whether it's from cooking to baking to sewing to all the things. I celebrate a lot of women. I stand on the shoulders of some very big giants. Like these ladies that came before me really laid a foundation. And I hope to be doing that for other young ladies.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I want to be giving them hope that it doesn't matter where you come from. It doesn't matter where your beginnings are. It doesn't matter. My daddy was on drugs. My mama worked 3 jobs. I know what struggle looks like. And I'm saying that I know that it's worse for other people, but I know what it's like. And your origination does not have to determine your destination, right?
Yes, for sure.
What you've gone through does not have to define you. You don't have to let people break you down, tell you who you can't be or what you can't do, right?
Exactly. Yeah, I always say you don't let your situation define your future.
Yeah,
So
come on.
yeah,
I'm saying that to say there are ladies that have spoke life, and I want to do the same thing for other young people.
You plan on running again next year? I mean,
We're not gonna. I mean, yeah.
Oh, we need you.
Let me tell you, this being I don't know if you know, but my sister died.
Yes, I know. Yeah, we know. We all know. Yeah. But
but yeah.
Because like you said, somebody real, and we can see that, and that's one thing. When I was talking to AJ, and AJ was like, he can be the same person in any room, and that's why people vote for him and take to him, because he's the same person, and we feel the same way with you, that you're the same person regardless, and you're very passionate too. So that's what I said. I mean, AJ, he's running for commissioner. And he's taking that step up, and I know. I mean, eventually, where you going, for mayor or something? I know we cool with the mayor and stuff.
You know what? I'm not dealing with you with this tonight. I'm gonna tell you really.
Shout out to the mayor.
Let me tell you what. I really think that ultimately the sky's the limit. I think that we should always be growing and improving ourselves. And I always consider myself a life learner, and always wanting to push myself and read up and gain knowledge and become better, right?
Mm-hmm.
While I may not be a perfect person, I am perfect to represent a certain group of people. Mm-hmm. And I hope to be doing that well. I hope to be making them proud and showing up for my ancestors, because I don't want to let my people down. The sky's the limit. I mean, as far as I say I'm going that far. Okay. And what he have for me is for me. And can't nobody get in the way of that, not even me. So I'm excited about that. What does the picture look like? Very bright.
Somebody just said you belong in Austin.
Okay.
Well, flossing in Austin.
Come on, then.
Flossing in Austin.
Yes, from your lips to God's ears. Let's do it.
As far as if you could give a message to the community right now, what would it be before we get up out of here?
You're good. We're good.
Mm-hmm.
And we're doing it.
Yeah.
We're doing it. I mean, we're good. It's all good. Mm-hmm. And I think if we tell ourselves that all is well, all will be well. If we tell ourselves that we are doing well, we will be doing well. Sometimes, you have to just put out that failure is not an option, and we can, we will, we must, and we're doing it.
No doubt, man. I appreciate you for coming on the show. I know you busy.
Oh,
and you're a busy person, and I appreciate you for taking the time. I know you supposed to came on a few times and stuff. But perfect timing is perfect time. I feel this perfect timing, and you said some gems on this show. I'm not gonna lie. If y'all miss any of this, you could go back. You can watch on the YouTube. We
didn't even talk about registering voters and voter registration and getting people to the polls and why people don't show up and all of the things. So yeah, you need to just have me on so we can just chit chat around.
Yeah, I'm telling you. I mean, like I be doing the morning shows on Saturdays. I know you baseball and stuff like that, but when you have time.
Yes, and we also need to talk about. Oh, we got so much to talk about.
We got a lot to talk about. And like I said, the questions and stuff, when I told y'all the question, I ain't getting through all those. So, but like I said, it was a lot of things. It was good having you on. It was great having you on. And like I said, if people missed this, you said some stuff that I woke people up. So I thank you for coming on.
I hope so. I hope I did the group proud. I want to continue to do my level best, and we're doing it.
All right. So, like I said, man, until then, I appreciate everybody for sharing the show, for commenting, for doing everything y'all do. And you can listen to the show on iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, whatever they have podcast platforms on there. I am on there. I got it all covered and stuff. So, until then, man, y'all will see me Saturday morning on the morning show. Y'all could call in. I got the number down here, but I will post it though. Y'all could call in. What's the number down there? 832-380-4095. You could call in Saturday morning, 9 a.m. And we're gonna have a good time. Until then, man, y'all be blessed out there. Y'all be safe. Y'all have a great weekend. Y'all go visit Riverfront Park to see what we talking about and vibe out. And until then, man, y'all be blessed. We gone.